Australian Volleyball Super League. We are in Perth for a top of the table clash. Perth Steel sitting first. New South Wales Phoenix sitting second. This should be a very entertaining match. Some stars all over the court on both sides of the net. My name's Mick Stevens. Great to be with you once again. Perth Steel, what a great start they've had to this season. Round one, a 4-1 win over the Queensland Pirates. Round two, a 4-1 win over the Adelaide Storm. They have started very, very strong. New South Wales Phoenix, round one, a 3-2 win over the Vipers, a very close one there. And round two, a 4-1 win over the Heats. As we see our referees, first referee Will Dundas will be up on the stand, and second referee Oliver Gazzelli. Certainly wish them all the best for tonight's matches. And we're down courtside with David.
Thank you so much, Mick. Things are heating up here at Bendat Stadium. It's a little bit wet and wild outside, but we've got, as you said, the top of the table clash ready to electrify the Perth audiences here and watching on KO. I think tonight you'll see a bit of redemption from the home team in the men's comp. Perth Steel obviously went down by just one golden point last time we were here, so plenty of action to come and a lot of volleyball action heading your way.
Thanks, David. We'll touch base throughout the evening down court side. So the Perth Steel lineup, and they are really dominating in some areas. We have Shelby Ma. She's the captain, number 4 scorer in the league currently. Hislop, number 5 scorer and the number 1 attacker. So she's the most efficient attacker in the league at the moment. Jasmine Serra, number 1 blocker in the competition. Danae Walters, the libero, number 4 receiver. And Caitlin Wincup, one of the young guns, the second best point scorer in the competition. So they are dominating some areas. And New South Wales not to be outdone with a great start to the season so far. Annie Tang, number 8, the young middle blocker. She's ranked number 3 in blocking in the competition. Matawana Gibbons, let me get through all of this. She's the number 2 blocker in the competition. She's the 3rd most efficient attacker in the competition. She's the number 1 point scorer in the competition. And she's the number 1 receiver in the competition. So if you can believe that, keep an eye on her. Angelina Smerdley, the opposite, keep an eye on her as well. Number 6, most efficient attacker in the league at the moment. So plenty of stars all over the court. Our power plays, of course, 3 per team throughout the match. We play 5 sets. They only have 3. They can use a maximum of 1 per set. Both teams can run them at the same time. You must call them before your team gets to 12 points. And the next 3 points after that are worth double on the scoreboard for the team that calls them if you win those points. And, of course, our sponsors. How good to have sponsors behind this great sport. Mahindra, the naming rights sponsor. Scape, Student Living. Mikasa, the official volleyball. And Invali, our broadcast partner. A huge thanks to them for getting behind the Australian Volleyball Super League. And I am very much looking forward to this match. My first time watching the Perth Steel play live. Got to watch the Phoenix take a win against the Heat in round 2, but the superstars all over the court should make for very entertaining volleyball, and we are underway. So a service error to kick things off here in Perth. As we have a look at our lineups, Jackie Tamburi, the setter for Perth, number 4 at the service line now. Looks like Wincup pass hitting Ma in the opposite position for the Steel. As New South Wales give up the free ball There is Whincup with a nice little cross-court swing. Walters, the libero, she's off to a good start, as we said. The number 4 receiver in the competition so far for the Steel. She's in the alternate jersey, as we see Gibbons, and hasn't she been phenomenal in so many areas for the Phoenix. Tight reception on the net is put down. Leah Clayton, number 12, one of the starting middles for the Steel. As we get a shot of the starting setter, Emily Stirk, number 11, for the Phoenix, running the offense to kick things off tonight. So hot start for the Steel. Great reception. Yee, she was fantastic in round 2, and that's a great start on the block against Gibbons. Can Perth Steel slow her down? I don't think you can stop her, but maybe you can just slow her down a little bit. That will go a long way for them tonight. Well, and they couldn't have asked for a better start in Perth. Steel up for love. Great from Yee again. Outside to Gibbons, left-handed, if you don't mind. Is there anything she can't do? Just out there solving problems is Gibbons, and causing problems if you're a Perth Steel fan. We get a shot. This is a very, very nice play. So Phoenix on the board. Stirk, little short serve. Clayton absolutely hammers her first swing, and a great dig, but just wide. Well, the middles for Perth Steel are very, very, very strong. Victoria Wells, number 7, the other pass hitter that is starting for the Steel. Smerdley off the hands. That's a great dig and save. But opportunity now. What a tip. Gibbons, she has power, but she has finesse and placement as well. Great start by Danae Walters in the white top for the Steel, sprawling across the floor. There's the deft touch from Gibbons. And here she is, the spin server at the baseline. She was devastating in round 2 on serve. Ma, great start from her. The 4th highest point scorer in the competition after 2 rounds. For the Phoenix, rounding out their starting group, Ruby Wright, number 27, the front row middle blocker at the moment. As Annie Tang comes into the game, she will be the other starting middle. One of the young guns of Australian volleyball, number 8. Hopefully the Phoenix can make her a focal point of their offense to support the likes of Gibbons and Smerdley. Oh, it's a great dig from the middle blocker. And Mussel, Sylvia Mussel, she was great in round 2. She rounds out the starting lineup, and we've already mentioned Yee, the libero, who was fantastic in round 2 as well. So Perth maintain their hot start on the scoreboard. Oh, what a swing from Gibbons, and what a dig by Walters, wearing that one on the shoulder. Oh, they're just everywhere on defence, but Smerdley gets just enough on it to beat Whincup. Again, one of our young guns of Australian volleyball, playing in the Super League. Gibbons, my goodness. Not sure how Walters controlled that one. Down on both knees. That's a great dig from Yee. Sliding to her left. It creates the opportunity. Mussel off the block and out. So New South responding nicely. Smerdley, the opposite. The jump float, and that's a good one. down the line. Just getting Whincup in a bit of an awkward position there. So service pressure will go a long way for the Phoenix. So they try and put some pressure on the Steel offense, which is good everywhere. And there's another ace. Wow. 7 apiece. Great service pressure. Steel strong on the left side, strong on the right side, strong in the middle. They're just a very well-rounded team. But New South Wales here to play. Nice reception. There's Whincup. Great recycle. They pop a ball up on the net. That's Hislop, her first touch. And that ball hitting the antenna. So that ball's out. As we see our first power play, nice and early. Head coach for the New South Wales Phoenix, Kelly Hunter. Not wasting any time. They must know something about this particular rotation. And that's a nice deep swing, but the New Steel defense has been working exceptionally hard from the start, and they look for Tang. She looks to turn that ball cross court. So I wonder if it's a particular rotation for New South Wales or a particular server or rotation for Steel, but they were very confident in calling their power play. So second point in the power play for them. There we go. That's a great swing in a difficult situation. Ties things up, 9 apiece. Conversation there, just talking tactics. No timeouts in the Super League. Coaches a little bit less impact. They'll be relying on their players on court and relying on yelling from the sidelines. So high ball out. Whincup is stuffed. Stuff block from Annie Tang. She is very, very long. Only been playing for a few years, but gee, has she picked up this sport quickly. Already playing in the Australian Women's Volleyroos and off to the University of Texas next year. Great dig from Smerdley. Sturck has to push. They look for Hislop. Didn't quite connect. She is a phenomenal attacker, is Hislop. Had a fantastic year last year. Has done some work with the Volleyroos, the Australian women's team. And they will be looking for her whenever they can. So, New South Wales Phoenix 0-4 down to start the match and find themselves up 12-10. An impressive turnaround in this first set. Great reception from Gibbons. They go to Tang again. Didn't quite get it right again, but they're trying to find that connection. David, what have you got for us courtside?
Some interesting developments. I mean, obviously one of the biggest things that we were talking to Kelly and the New South Wales team beforehand was using their height over the Steel for the women's match. The Steel are a notoriously shorter team, but they play a pretty hard and hitting game nonetheless. Probably the most interesting development so far has been Whincup on the Steel's teams. There's a lot of attacking pressure being thrown her way, which isn't the norm, and as a result, a little bit of slippage, and I think the Phoenix have been able to really build back up quite quickly at that point. The only other one is watching the benches. The Steel are having a lot of fun. Phoenix, I think, a little bit disappointed with their power play, but we'll see a lot more to come, I'm sure.
Yes, thanks, David. Certainly some height advantages, as you said, on the Phoenix side. That's a great dig from Tang. Just sitting in the cross court, and Smerdley with a little cutty. Oh, that may have been going long. I did hear an out call through our microphones, and Annie Tang, I think she knows she should have left that one. Despite maybe a bit of a height disadvantage for the Steel, they certainly block well for shorter blockers. So it will be a really interesting matchup tonight. A little push over is controlled well by the Steel, but free ball given up, some confusion, and they have to give the free ball straight back. Clayton running the slide. I think she thought that was for somebody else, and everybody just stopped. So a bit of disconnection between setter and hitters, so they look to change. Caitlin Waterfall, expat Victorian over in WA, a former Viper player, now playing for the Steel, comes in to run the offense. That's a great swing from Ma. Clayton that time, no mistake. Turning that ball off the block and down. Great start there from Waterfall. Straight into the action. Great placement from Whincup. Smurdley standing right on the sideline. That ball may have been sailing wide, but the great placement forced her into the touch. Perth even things up. They go back to a similar area. Better control from Phoenix. Gibbons shut down. Wells that time on the left side. We'll get another look at this. Oh, great position. Facing into court in the middle of the New South court, and that's exactly where the ball went. Great form from Wells. They go after Gibbons. Oh, how's the touch? From the 3 metre line, the attack line. Beautiful touch on the ball just to place that perfectly over the block and into space. She's such a young player, Gibbons. Great power, but a really wise head on her shoulders. As I talk her up, of course, she goes into the net. Clayton this time. They continue to go after Gibbons. Mussel, great snap to control over the ball. They go back to her, and I think that's clipped the antenna it has. Interesting to see the Steel going after Gibbons. She is the #1 serve receiver in the entire competition. I wonder if maybe they're trying to overload her, make her do just heaps and heaps and heaps, really tire her out. And of course they go away from her, just as I talk about that. That's another block from Wells. My goodness. What a great start from her. So the tall attackers versus the shorter blockers doesn't seem to be phasing the Steel as they take the first set, 18-15, here in Perth.
Well, Kelly, welcome to Perth. It's a bit of a wet and wild day, but I'm sure things will heat up in here shortly. How are the New South Wales Phoenix girls feeling heading into today's game?
They're actually really excited. We just had a really nice chill day today after flying in last night. So, yeah, they're really excited about the game today.
Now, undefeated, you are up against Perth Steel, who is also undefeated. So 1v2. What's it going to take to knock off the top team?
We're really hoping to utilise our height. We've got a pretty tall team today. So, yeah, looking to utilise our height and get over the top of the Steel team today.
Amazing. Well, best of luck for the game ahead.
Thank you.
Well, Pauline, welcome back to Bendat Stadium. Third round, undefeated so far. How are the women feeling heading into today's game?
I think our confidence is building. We still have a few things that we need to tweak and improve on, but we should come in feeling very confident, obviously. However, New South Wales are a really good team, and we just have to play our best. And if we do that, the result will take care of itself.
100%, and you've had some extremely strong hitting and blocking over the first 2 games. New South Wales also coming in undefeated, but any changes ahead for the team, or it's go as is?
No, we'll just keep it simple. Keep working on exactly that. Blocking and defence has probably been the focus this season, and we'll just keep working on that. We've still got room to improve in those areas in particular, but we're happy with the way things are going, so we don't need to make any big changes.
Fair enough. Best of luck.
Excellent, thank you.
Thanks, David. Catching up with our coaches pre-match, and Pauline Manser, head coach, haven't mentioned her yet, of the Steel, and she talked about block and defence, and she will be very happy with those 2 facets of the game. Thought the defence started out at a very, very high level for Perth, and they finished with some fantastic blocking, particularly Victoria Wells with 2 kill blocks to end the set. There's Win Cup. Very strong down the line. So just a bit of sweat on the court. And they'll wipe that up before we continue. So can New South respond? Great reception from Gibbons. Trying to establish the middle. They go back to Gibbons. That's a great touch. How she managed to get it past the block in that situation, I'm not sure. We're going to go straight back down to David courtside at the start of this second set. David.
Yeah, it's almost reminiscent of round 1 here at Bendat Stadium. Danae Walters is playing a massive role in the defensive part, and it's coming through nice and strongly. A little bit of frustration there at the the set change. Steele obviously had a healthy lead that they built up and was chipped away by the Phoenix, so won the point, but undoubtedly the team looking to really consolidate their lead a little bit more here in the second.
It's a fantastic start by the Steel. They got pushed all the way to the end by the Phoenix. So look to see if Phoenix can maybe be a little bit more consistent. That 4-point lead at the start of the first set really hurt them. They find themselves 3-all here in the second, so a much more consistent start for them. Nice high into the hands from Smerdley. Right, and a foot fault called on her, so cannot touch the baseline. Will be over the baseline on a service. Great short serve from Hislop, and that pops up beautifully on the net. Sorry, that popped up for Hislop. That's Ma at the service line. Such a consistent player these last few years in the Super League has Ma, and of course, commentator's curse. She serves ever so slightly wide. Great reception from Ma. Waterfall had stepped off the net a little and had to reach back on. Probably made life a little bit difficult for herself there, but made the set all the same. And you might notice, for those who have been around the game a little bit, the double contact on the second touch has all but been eradicated from the game by the FIVB, as It's a wonderful swing down the line from Whincup. So the only time you'll see a double called is if they're setting the ball over the net or the ball does go over the net. Otherwise, no double contact will be called on this, particularly the second touch. They go to the pipe this time. Wells. Quite get the connection right there. It's their first pipe for the match. I'm sure they'll make their little adjustments. Nice deep float serve, handled by Ma. There's Hislop. That's what we've come to expect from her on the slide this time. She is very springy. Gets up high, hits the ball very, very hard. It's a great touch from Yee and just at the net from Stirk. Opportunity now, out to Gibbons. What a dig down the line. Oh, net touch. That was a sublime dig from Ma. Just parked herself down the line. Look at that. Too easy. Gibbons hit that very, very hard. Ma making defence look way too easy there. But point to New South. Clayton is dug. Oh, Ma stretching, sorry. Walters it was. And the blocking continues, but this time Gibbons off and out. A couple of changes in the Phoenix side. Grace Leo, number 19. Doing some work this second set as they go to Gibbons again. Oh, great cover. Kimberly Mayer listed as a libero, but on serving and defending, and didn't she cover that ball exceptionally well for the Phoenix to keep them alive, and they ultimately get the points, and Mayer gets to continue her service run. Back down to David. What are you seeing down there, David?
So interesting, obviously, as we've discussed, there's no timeouts here in the Super League, but both coaches of the men and the women's, Chris Todd is on the bench of the women's team today helping out. The Phoenix taking a lot of time, talking with the players, using the substitutions as a way to really reinforce some of the complications that they're seeing out there and adapting very quickly. So they're definitely utilising the game as much as possible, and it's great to see the coaches really getting in there and supporting athletes, because they've once again come back from a deficit to even out the set.
Yeah, thanks, David. Certainly working for them at the moment. Yee, bump setting. Gibbons, there's that little roll shot. What a touch. How did she get that? That was Waterfall with the pancake, and there's the roll again, and this time just a little touch. Oh, there's Waterfall. What a dig, and backed up there with the second touch from Whincup, but this roll just popping off the blocker's hand. Gibbons having to pull out every single trick to score here at the moment, so great pressure from the Steel defence to make her work. Much better pipe that time for Wells. Tight ball, kept alive. Free ball now. Left-hand tip this time is blocked, but a net touch. Wow, opportunity lost there for the Steel. They're making Gibbons work so incredibly hard, but just letting her off the hook on that occasion. Brittany Carlson, number 15, in doing the setting duties for the Phoenix. And serving well is Carlson, going on an extended little run here. So a nice little patch here for the Phoenix. Choose not to go for their power play, and they've lost that opportunity with the loss of that point. Oh, sorry, they've still got one. Perth still have a couple of opportunities left to call their power play, should they wish. Go after Gibbons again. Wells, deep corners dug by Yee. Grace Leo, her first swing is picked up. Gibbons, that's a great read from Walters, but ultimately doesn't pay off. So the Steel defense starting to read that little roll shot from Gibbons. Haven't necessarily been able to transition that into digs and offense, but they certainly reading her well. Jump serve controlled. Dig from Leo. Oh, Walters, stop it. Great sprawl to her right. Nice read for the swinging baseline defense. How's the digs on both sides? Walters again. Carlson this time with the dig. Ball pops up, and after all of that amazing defense, of course, it's the little easy ball that lands in the court. Great reaction there from Carlson, and just the little tip. When 3 or maybe 4 people can take the ball, that's where we often see some hesitation. Gibbons getting worked. Oh, great tip there. Wells read it, but had a lot of ground to cover and ultimately couldn't get there. So the tipping and rolling being effective for the Phoenix. I'm sure they'd like to get back to a little bit of power, but at the moment, making the best of the situations presented to them. Ruby Wright, middle blocker, getting the start today. And another foot fault. I think it might have been her last time. So I'm sure the coaching staff will have a chat with her as she comes off and just get her to start a little bit deeper, give themselves a little bit of space. Bump set to the pipe. There's that roll again. Walters all over it. Oh, one-arm touch in the backcourt from Gibbons. Hislop, and she scores. The Be Quick that time. All this diving, leaving a little bit of sweat on the court. Here it is, the slightly longer quick ball and a great turn. Somebody called in. We won't name names. That ball sailing along. Stirk back into the front row to set, replacing Carlson. She did a good job across the back, serving, defending and running the offense. So Stirk, maybe a slightly stronger blocker. Ma out of the back row. She's covered, but they have to give up the free ball. There's Annie Tang, and doesn't she love her first point in this match on attack? Nice high swing and the angle just too sharp for Walters. Leo, deep serve is controlled. There's Hislop. Oh, great dig. Advantage Perth, And they go straight back to her. Yee, as casual as you like. And there's Tang on block this time. What a dig. Walters just been incredible so far. I don't know how many digs she's made, but it's an extraordinary number. Keeping the steal in a lot of points. Probably lucky to only be 3 points down. Leo short that time. Oh, great touch over. Maybe 4 contacts, not called. But ultimately, Perth get the points. So a very much needed point for Steele, finding themselves down 16-14 late in this second set. Good from Gibbons, out to Musel, and then she finds the seam. That's a great swing. And she loved that, and rightly so, splitting the defenders and bringing up set point. Good save from Hislop. Oh, little 1 foot takeoff was nice from Musel. Oh, the block. Gibbons and Tang combining to get the kill block, to get the set point, to get the second set, and to tie things up 1 apiece. Teams will switch ends just the one time during the Super League after the second set. See a replay here. That's a great dig. Gibbons again. She has had to work very, very hard for every point so far this match. And we'll head to a little break. Welcome back here in Perth. 1 set apiece, top of the table clash. And our women's ladder's going to get a big shake-up today here in round 3. Just won't spoil any of the other results, but certainly a bit of a logjam coming into this round. Perth 16 points, New South Wales 14, Adelaide 13, Melbourne Vipers 10, Queensland 8. Heat coming in in 6th place with 2 points. So Gibbons looking for the corner, goes long. So this logjam from particularly 1st to 4th, but Pirates certainly not far off as well. So there's going to be a lot of change to that ladder. As the tip from Stirk is blocked. Great read. Whincup there helping out as the outside blocker. Wells, great run to start things off. Gibbons a long way off the net. roll shot for the first time, not quite coming off for her. Great serve from Wells. Tang this time. They get the connection right. And we'll head down to David courtside. David.
Well, it's all happening here, I guess. It's interesting watching the in-between set huddles. A lot of momentum obviously throwing it the way of the Phoenix. All smiles, very happy. And I cannot stress enough how much I think the Steel needed this strong start. It was a very tense huddle, and obviously we've seen some really strong plays, but lucky to be 14-18 in touch then. 4-2 now. It'll be interesting to see how Mance uses the power play in the coming set.
Thanks, David. You haven't seen a lot of power plays just yet. So Perth with 3 up their sleeves and 3 sets remaining. So I would be shocked if we didn't see those used. Of course, they don't have to, but there really is no harm in using them. There's no risk in using them. Great short serve. Creates the opportunity now. Whincup, 2 in a row. Deep corner on the first one. Sharp cross on the second. She does not need a lot of run-up. Does Caitlin Whincup. She gets off the floor very, very well. Some very springy athletes over in the West. One of them serving right now in Hislop, and what a serve. So the pressure on the New South Wales Phoenix early. Great second set win for them, but the change of ends doing the world of good for the Steel. 7-2. They target that short area again. This time controlled, and Tang doesn't have to hit every ball hard, just the height she hits from. The angle that it creates can just be really, really difficult for defenders. Gibbons. Nice strong spin serve, but it's just wide. Hasn't found her rhythm from the service line yet. Probably hasn't found it from the net either, to be honest. Just had a little bit of ball off the net. She's been using her rolls a lot so far. So hopefully, if you're a Phoenix fan, she can find her groove as that ball overpassed and put down. So Perth, the service pressure has been relentless as Ma puts that down and a net touch called ultimately, but the service pressure from the Steel, very impressive. Great reception that time. Grace Leo on the back set, trying to save that ball. And here we go, power play for the Perth Steel. Head coach Pauline Manson knows that she needs to use them. You can't take them with you, can't take them home and bring them back next week. So even though they're up 10-3, they will potentially crack this set wide open. Leo with the tip, well read. Geez, Walter has been good. And everything just going the way of the Steel. That control swing into the corner from Wells, splitting the defenders. Power play number 2, and it's an ace. This time on Maya, who's in for reception duties, but just too strong from Waterfall. As Clayton sits for the Steel, and Hayley Fry in to do some middle blocking. Number 13, her first time on court, so we see some substitutions now for the Phoenix, as they just need to rally in this set. Take a breath, reset them minds, start to build some momentum, start to build some connection for the next set. Tang, nice short serve, but Walters too good again. Fry into the action is Doug. Better from Phoenix, but just giving the ball up way too easily. Yee defending in 6 that time. Ma, great swing. Smurdley with a nice dig. Have a swing, she does. Walters again. Yee. Free ball here. And we cut. What a dig by Yee. Oh, just wide. Well, the defence from both Liberos has just been outstanding. A much better sequence from the Phoenix. Just incredible defence. Both teams probably want to try and avoid each other's Liberos, but that is a lot easier said than done. Walters again picks the ball up. Good from Carlson. Tang pushes the ball wide. Whincup. Ball popped up nicely for her. May as well have a swing, and she did, but finally New South get the error from Perth. 15-5. This set all but done. And there's another slightly off-pace swing going the way of the Steel. And this is what we see in this format in the Super League. If you get a bit of a hot start, if you then use your power play effectively, you can just break sets wide open on the scoreboard. And that's a very good swing down the line. And she gets a little shove in the back for her efforts by her teammates. So not the first set at all in the Super League over the last few years to be at a big margin like this. And it won't be the last, I'm sure, in the men's or the women's. Ma recycles off the block. Opportunity on the left side now. Easy dig. Smurdley, aggressive swing is Doug. And his slop. Just a beautiful little placement. Just took all the pace off that, and Yee, she'll be very frustrated with herself. A very diggable ball for someone of her standards. Great reception from Yee. Gibbons, that's better. Seeing that ball out in front of her so she can get her full run and be aggressive. Put some power behind that ball, and she has a lot of power. But set point as Ruby Wright just moves the signage. She needs to stay inside the playing area, can't create more space for herself. Ultimately, it doesn't matter. So, Perth, what a response. 18-7. So, 2-1. Of course, our bonus point will come into play if Perth go on to win this match with a set margin like that. So, at the end of the game, they'll add up all the points from all the sets. The winning team wins by 20 or more, they get a bonus point. If the losing team with his losers from a margin 10 or under, they get a bonus point for their efforts. So lots of points up for grabs as we see some highlights there. Dominant by the Steel. And as the teams break, we'll also go to a break. Back in Perth, Mahindra, Australian Volleyball Super League. Sets 4 underway. And there is a gift for Hislop, but doesn't like gifts, I don't think. No, just getting that one a little wrong is Hislop. Maybe just came a little bit too far off the net for her, but she committed to her action, so lucky break for the Phoenix. Nice reception there, and Hislop makes no mistakes there. She is impressive on that slide. We'll get a look at it here. Behind the setter, 1 foot. Oh, my goodness. Hammers that through the seam. Gibbons has been worked over on serve, and she's been up to the task more often than not. Hislop changing that up completely, and just a little off-pace touch. Deep this time, Yee, great pass. They go to Tang, and there's some power from Annie Tang. Great to see her swinging hard, swinging deep, and scoring. Very bright future. Does Annie Tang. Gibbons, can she find some rhythm? Good control. Walters, though, is too good. And Whincup does the rest. Hislop receiving her serving target from the bench. Short on the right side it is. And it brings the free ball for Steele. And there's Whincup again. Ball was a little off the net, but as we said earlier, she's just so springy off the short run. Where does Hislop go this time? Same spot. Nice from Gibbons. Opportunity. Oh, how did she find a way through? Michelle, sharp cross court. Substitution, as I think we may have had a power play. Apologies, I may have missed that one. Kimberly Meyer in for Tang to serve and defend. I think 0.3 of power play for New South Wales. And that's long. Definitely 2 points on the board there for the Phoenix. Nice from Meyer. Ruby Wright, all so close. Had the positioning right, just the timing a little off. Great touch on reception. And a little change up there. The left side back row ball for Gibbons. A play we don't see a lot, but well executed. That's a little tip from New South. Gets the point. Only 1 point on the board, so that power play had already finished. And Walters, a rare mistake. Getting very cramped on her reception there. Talked about that service pressure. That's a great touch from Whincup that time. Opportunity now. Cross court dug. They go back to Whincup. That is a great little roll. Learning from Gibbons. Here's Whincup. Great placement, off pace. Good start from New South here. 8-6. Good from Gibbons. The little sneaky setter tip is read and swatted back from Clayton. As I think we may have power play. We go down to David. What are you seeing down there, David?
So obviously the steel, quick shoelace break for the steel. Unfortunately there, that will swing the point across. So lucky point there. New South Wales Phoenix coach Kelly, she is continuing to signal her team just to settle a bit. Something that we saw Mansa do for the Steel team in set 2, and that momentum has completely swung around. One of the players to watch in the final stages of this game is definitely going to be Walters of Libero for Steel. She's overheating, she's coming off, grabbing ice and really trying to cool herself down. She's been hugely impactful throughout the game, keeping the Steel in it and really providing a solid base. But, as I said, coming off a lot and in needing to rest, so it'll be interesting to see what happens to the rest of the game.
Thanks for the update, David. I'll certainly keep an eye on her because, as you said, been exceptionally good for the Steel so far. So if you weren't sure what happened before on the Whincup serve, the referee had blown their whistle to serve, and even though she needed to do a shoelace up, the point had begun, and there's no tolerance there, unfortunately, and you get 8 seconds to serve the ball in volleyball. So Whincup, unfortunately, didn't get her serve done in time, so lost the points. And it was a power play point as well. So Hislop has to control. Good push down the line is Doug. Gibbons returns the tip. Ma. It's blocked, but it's come off Ma on its way out. So last touch, Steel. See the replay here. Gibbons forming very nicely on the outside and joined by the middle blocker. Annie Tang it was as the serve into the nets. So been a lot going on. Arts New South holding the smallest of leads. And an out of rotation called. So each player needs to stay in the correct order. I think the wrong server may have gone back. A very rare error from the Steel. Walters, great reception. Wells puts a little bit more effort into that. Yee in a good spot, but too hot for her to handle. So again, we see the little nod there from the server, obviously getting instructions from the coaching staff on where to put their serve. And it is deep to the corner. Good cover from Yee. That's a great swing from Tang, but a better dig from Ma. In system, they go back to Tang. Walters just add another dig to her tally. Well read from Ma. There's that roll again. Smurdley up to the task. Gibbons, he's dug. Go to the pipe that time, and just missing the courts. Michelle. So the roll shots from Gibbons being dug. She needs to take a little bit more risk. I know she's maybe in some difficult situations, but right now, her roll shots that were successful to start the match are being read by the Steel defenders. So some little adjustments need to be made. Maybe in the set from the Phoenix, and that's a better one for her. Just keeping that ball in front, giving her an opportunity to stay behind it and swing hard. So good quick adjustment from both setter and hitter. Great reception from Whincup. Oh, Yee. So good. Gibbons! And they can't keep it alive. Well, Yee can take all the credit for that one. Gibbons finishes it, but Yee started it, the libero. Walters controls a very heavy jump serve. And Stirk just practicing the shot she should have probably used on that high defensive action. A difficult spot to defend, but an opportunity nonetheless. There's that short serve to the right side. Wells just stepping in to get the dig. They go back to Michelle and doesn't give the defence a chance that time. Great power from her off the block and out. Clayton not happy with her efforts there. I won't do any lip reading tonight. Ma delivers well, and Whincup with some power of her own. Waterfall had some productive service runs so far tonight, and she needs one here, down a point late in the set. Stirk was stretched on the set. Michelle stretched on attack. Perth even things up. Perth looking to take the set and the match. Phoenix looking to take this to a deciding set. A good swing from Wright. Just taking the pace off. Of course, we play all 5 sets. It's always a little bit more exciting when it's 2 sets all, but every set in the Super League is important. Every set equals points on the ladder, and these 2 teams want to walk away with every single point they can to separate themselves at the top of the ladder. Great dig. Time from Leo coming in. Walters again. Gee, she's good. Great dig from, block from Wright, I should say. A sliding dig from Waterfall. Defense is at a very high level. Someone needs to find a solution. And it's Michelle with the tip. It was dug but the dig, excuse me, couldn't be controlled. We see it there. Shelby Marr at full stretch. So, set points, New South Wales. Great dig from Marr. Whincup is the go-to. Yee wasn't expecting the ball to hit the net, so she had already got into her defensive action. And the ball ended up just being popped up. Great save from Yee. Opportunity to level things up. Wells, my goodness. The power and the angle from Wells straight at Ucell. I don't know if she could have gotten out of the way, even if she wanted to. Golden points. Love these situations. Next point wins this set. Opportunity now. Great dig, my goodness. Yee in the right spots, but can't control. Perth still somehow coming from behind late in that the fourth set to take their third set and take the match. But we still have more volleyball to come. We see the replay here. What a dig. Whincup just stepping right into the middle of the court. Yeah, it just was a bit high and a bit awkward for her. Her defense has been exceptional all match. And they're just talking about that they're more of a depth thing. She was in the right angle. If you get a step in too much and it's high, you're in trouble. What a set of volleyball. We're going to take a break and we'll be back with the fifth set after this. So back live here, fifth set. Crucial points on the board for the Steel, but still points up for grabs for the New South Wales Phoenix, and they will absolutely be gunning for this set. They need the 2 points on offer for the ladder. And it's a good start. That one long. So by my calculations, total points for Perth 68 and New South Wales 57. So New South Wales Phoenix trailing by 11 points in total. If they can get that under 10, they will get a bonus point on the ladder, and that bonus point will be crucial because the ladder is going to be all jammed up after round 3 is my prediction. As Gibbons continues with the tips and they continue to score. Going for the line, but missing. David, what have you got for us courtside?
So interesting fourth set there, obviously an absolute nail biter. I think they're still probably kicking themselves. 2 points they lost due to a shoelace and a poor rotation. So great effort coming back into it. It definitely is something that they're going to be looking back on. As you said, if they can get under 10 points, the Phoenix, they can get some points, but it's probably going to be coming from this lady on the service line, Gibbons, who's been so integral in keeping momentum up, as well as watching Captain Shelby Maher for the steer really try and provide a bit of leadership in that fourth set and settle the team down. It's something that they've not had to face necessarily too much so far, but it's a good indicator that the teams are going to be up for a fight come finals time.
Yes, absolutely. As the pipe finds the floor, been super impressed with the jump serve, the spin serve reception from Steele, or the spike serve, you might call it as well. It's been very high level. Have controlled the Gibbons serve exceptionally well. They haven't allowed her to go on any runs like she did last week. Tang is dug. Walters delivers. Yee creates the opportunity, but Gibbons missing. She just hasn't been able to find her rhythm much at all tonight, has Gibbons. The other side, the flip side of the bonus point situation would be if the Steel could get their total lead from 11 points to 20 or more, which seems difficult. They'd have to win 18-9 or greater, which we have seen tonight, but that would be a pretty big effort given how close last set was. So I think New South Wales more of a chance for the bonus point rather than the steal, but a couple of back-to-back points here does start to crack this set open ever so slightly. Both teams still with their power plays, as the little tip from Clayton finds the floor. So when will teams call theirs? Perth, I think, as they get pretty much an ace there. Stirk stretching to try and touch that ball. I think Steele, while they're rolling, could call the power play, but it looks like they're going to wait. New South probably can't leave it too much longer. Great side out there. Ucell finding the floor. Oh, it was dug on the full, but the second touch, no good. Walters just rock steady there. And another tip finds the floor. Phoenix need to adjust on their tip coverage. Maybe starting a little bit shorter as the off blockers, as we do have a power play. And Phoenix get the first one of their 3. We usually see teams going for their power play when they're receiving serve, as they're usually favourites, as we see a substitution. Jasmine Serra, number 10, into the game, the number 1 blocker in the Super League after 2 rounds. So, good start to the power play for Phoenix. Service pressure. Easy ball given up by the Steel, but given straight back by Phoenix. That's a big swing down the line. What's the call? No touches from the block. So Just getting a read on what's going on down there on court. Looks to be a power play called. Oh, that is a big, big swing. So power play called by the Steel now. So if I can pick up on what's happening down there, I think it's the second point of a power play for the Phoenix and the first point of a power play for the Steel. And a net touch called. So, yes, power play 3 now for the Phoenix. Power play 2 for the Steel. There it is up on screen, confirmation. So, a much, much, much needed point for the Phoenix, and they don't get it. What a block. Caitlin Waterfall puts the Steel up by 6, and they still have their third power play point. Here it is, Yee. Oh, bit of confusion for the Phoenix. So, what a run for the Steel. As we see Hayley Fry, as she did earlier in the match, coming in. This time for Hislop. Into the middle goes Fry. And great chase from Stirk, but she can't control it well. Here I was saying how unlikely it would be for the Steel to keep New South Wales Phoenix to 9 or under, but they are on track. Can Phoenix respond? Can they keep Steel from the bonus points? Well, it's not looking that way. 17-7. Perth Steel looking to close this out, looking to get a total points deficit of 20 or more to get the bonus point, as well as the points for this set. Gibbons is dug. It has not been her night. Yee has been brilliant. That's better from Gibbons. Finds some court down the line. So, Perth only need 1 point. If my math is correct, which, let's face it, it well could not be. Phoenix need 2 points. Maya on to serve as she has done many times through the match, but she finds the top of the net. 18-8. The fifth set goes the way of the Perth Steel. And the 4-1 scoreline probably doesn't do this set this match justice, I should say. We had a golden point situation in the 4th set, which obviously Perth took. And the first 2 sets being nice and close. So 4-1, probably not a true reflection of some of the moments in this match. And Gibbons with the point there as we watch some highlights and replays. And Hislop didn't have to do too much work tonight, as the moment of the match is that dig for me on the golden point situation. Caitlin Whincup just stepping into the middle of court, taking that ball hard in the middle of her body and creating the opportunity to take the set and ultimately the match in that 4th set, as Pauline Manser addresses her troops alongside assistant coach Laurel Wentworth, as we go down courtside to David.
It's coming. We're on. Thank you so much, Mick. Caitlin, a massive win for the Steel, 3 in a row. How are we feeling about tonight's game?
I think it was really good. We've had a lot of really intense trainings, and they've been more intense than some of the games we've had. So it was a good lead up into this game because it was quite intense. But yeah, I think our squad is actually really helpful with that.
Yeah, 100%. And obviously, very strong game tonight. We've seen a lot of heavy hitting from yourself and a few of the others. What's the secret to Steel's success?
Eating good.
Eating good?
Well, for me personally. And then obviously Diamond High Performance has helped us all a lot. So yeah.
Amazing. Congratulations on the win. All the best for next week.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Caitlin. As I'm just adding up total points here, 86 to the Steel and 65 to the New South Wales Phoenix, if my math is correct. So a 21-point total margin in the favour of Perth. So that would be 1 extra bonus points on the ladder. Every set one worth 2 points on the ladder. As we've got David, he's managed to find someone to talk to from the New South Wales Phoenix. David.
Thank you so much, Mick. Anna, a tough game tonight. Tell us, what are your thoughts?
We started off strong in the beginning, but obviously Perth was the stronger team at the end. But we definitely got to take something out of the game. We've got a lot to work on at our next training, so I'm happy. I'm not happy about the outcome, but I'm happy to learn.
100%. And obviously, as you said, score probably doesn't reflect the depth of tonight's game. We had a lot of momentum swings and obviously some nail biters, a golden point to win one of the sets. What are some of the things you look to implement in the coming weeks?
Just keep working harder, focus on our communication with our setters, just playing good volleyball. Just keen for that.
100%. Well, best of luck for the next games. Enjoy.
Thanks, David. Yes, challenging night for the Phoenix, and Gibbons working hard as well. The Perth Steel seem to go after her at times, as we see some highlights. Some really good moments for the Phoenix, but just not quite enough of them. Just the all-round attack from the Steel. Their blocking and defence was exceptional to complement their offence. As we see the men up next, another top of the table clash in the men's competition, as the Phoenix sitting second for the men and the Steel sitting on top of the ladder for the Mahindra Australian Volleyball Super League. We're going to take a break. We'll be back.